Hey everyone, it's Tracy from Mindless Crafting. And how are y'all doing today? That's all I got to start with. That's all I got. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Let's see who's here. Y'all see the title? Um,
Hi, Anjay. Margie
do
Ryan.
y'all see the title? Okay.
Ashley Hammond.
Look at the title before you come. Okay. It's going to be a different kind of live.
Hi,
It's going
Joanne.
to be different.
Too sweet
Yes.
for BS.
How are y'all doing today? I mean, I just have to ask how y'all are doing because I care.
Hi,
So,
Shonda.
so I got to ask the question. I hope that wherever you are, you're in a safe place.
Sonia
Um,
Creel. Carmina. Vicky Jensen. Amanda.
I can't even sit down, y'all. I'm standing up right now. Thanks, Ann J. She said I was thinking of all of you today.
Hi,
I was
Donna.
thinking of y'all too. I've been thinking about y'all throughout the weekend.
Hi, Kelly. Hi, Donna. Hi, Brenda. We understand.
Yeah, everyone's here. Uh, Hello, everyone. Love you all. Right now, that's a powerful statement.
Which one that Brenda
That you
said?
love you all, basically. I didn't see Brenda's comment.
Brenda says, "Good morning. My heart is heavy, but I am being prayerful. God is still in control."
Yeah, Anne says she's sad. Yeah, Anne. A lot of us are sad right now. A lot of people are hurting. Um, I'm praying for all of you. I hope that you continue to uplift us and keep us in your prayers. The world is hurting. And so for me to not come on and tell you how I'm feeling, to go and do another craft video, um, it's just not what's in my heart right now. So I have to be honest with you and just tell you how I'm feeling, how we're feeling. We've been hurting for the last week or so. Thank you, Carmina.
Yeah, guys. So we had to just hello, everyone. I guess we just have to address the elephant in the room. We all hurt. The bottom line is we're not only talking to you as people, as a man and as a woman, but I guess, but as a black man and a black woman, you have to address the elephant in the room. I mean, if you haven't seen that horrible, terrible video of Mr. George Floyd just brutally being murdered right before our eyes, it's like no matter how we've tried to prepare ourselves psychologically to face each day, to see that it's like something inside just broke completely, absolutely was crushed, you
Yeah,
know.
and so I know that this may be a sensitive topic for so many of you. It is a sensitive topic, period. When you start to talk about um, the things that go on in the world, you talk about when you talk about race, and also talking about living in the world as a black person, um, and just experiencing certain things throughout your life. You all know where me and Bill's heart are. We have a heart for people. We love people. It's just what it is. Uh, I'm hoping that many of you still see the goodness in people, period, regardless of race. I'm hoping that you surround yourself with not just people of your own culture, but people from different cultures, from different walks of life, and start to really have a conversation. Um, and check on some of your black friends because they're hurting right now. Seriously, seriously hurting. And sometimes we feel alone in the world and that we're attacked. And I can only talk from my own experience. I can't talk from anyone else's experience. I can only talk about myself and my situation. Kelly says she admires us and looks up to us. And I admire so many of you because our world is hurting right now. I'm not just praying for us, I'm praying for the world. I'm just, this is not like rehearsed. I don't have any script in front of me. I can only speak from the heart. And you hear it in my voice because I know so many of you are hurting. I think it starts with a conversation. I think it starts with having empathy for one another, having empathy for when someone says they're hurting. And you, as a friend, know that your friend is hurting. You hurt for them. You might not be able to walk in their shoes, but you might be able to hear how they feel. You may be able to hear what they feel in their heart. I have to have another conversation with my daughters because I'm of a different generation. And so they're of a different generation as well now, too. And so I have to have the conversation. All their life, I've had to have a conversation of why you shouldn't allow anyone to not value, to devalue your life, to devalue you as a person. And so, yes, me and Bill may not show it. We may come on here and because we're resilient people, but I think it's gotten to the point where we have to talk to you about it. There's something inside of me that's been bothering me. I haven't been able to sleep.
Yeah, it's a painful thing. It's painful because you have to understand and you're right too, Sweet for BS. She says there have been protests all over the world for the people of color in the U.S. But what happens as a black person, definitely for me, uh, my my interaction or perception or preparation or whatever, let's say with the police is different probably than many of yours. I mean, I go out and when I even see a policeman in a car when I'm driving, I just almost just cringe. I mean, I cringe, not a distasteful cringe, but I'm fearful because I don't know if they're gonna come and follow me or get behind me or. And you're talking. I've been stopped a lot of times.
We
I've
just
actually
we
been
just
stopped.
don't we
I've
just
actually
don't
been
talk about it. Yeah.
I have to say this. I've been stopped 3 times before in one day. One time I got stopped coming from church. Me, my brother, and my cousin dressed in suits and ties. We got stopped 3 times before we can get from church to. We were trying to go out to eat, but after the third time of driver's license, proof of insurance, we just went home. And here's the real kicker: I've been stopped 3 times in one day on 2 different occasions. This is not like it happened one time and that was it. You know, I could go on and on and on, but I choose not to operate in that sphere.
Yeah, because I actually have relatives that are in law enforcement. Um, I have family that's in law enforcement, and so um, it just breaks my heart. Been hurting for a while though, And for something as simple as this, looking at someone's color, not looking at their heart. So I have a lot of people that's never going to get to know me and never going to get to know who I am because they can't get past this. Plain and simple. And it's not a matter of playing victim. I think it's really hard, though, for people to communicate uh, and want to. I think there's people who are white who have questions that they would love to ask me, but they're so afraid to ask the question, which could be, Tracey, how are you doing? How are you making it through all this stuff? Or how is it being you? Just listening. Um, just listening. I'm just really, I see all your comments. I'm trying to just kind of hold it together. But I didn't want this to be just another crafty video without actually having, just being able to communicate that I'm hurting right now.
And one thing we talked about, Tracy and I talked about last night and this morning, actually for several days, our thing was, if we really care about you, and we're hoping if you care about us, that we can actually open up our hearts somewhat and let you know what we are truly feeling, not hide, not pretend it doesn't happen, not act like we're invisible to it all. No,
Yep.
this is what we're feeling.
Yeah.
We're feeling like here's the thing. When I saw that video, I mean, this is just a culmination of video after video after video after. I could go on and on
Right.
and on.
And then there's the stuff that's caught off camera. I mean, I've had my brothers who've been targeted by police, had certain interactions with police, and just doing just regular everyday thing like going to work.
Right. And one of the things that we fear is that after something like this happens, then the playbook becomes, you hear all the questions, what happened before? Let's not rush your judgment. And let's investigate for 5 years until everyone forgets about it, and people, they just go on administrative leave, and and the next thing here comes another one, then another one, and then 6 to 7 times out of 10, the officer doesn't even get indicted, and those that do, like almost 9.9 out of 10, all get acquitted. And you say now is not the time.
Yeah.
When is the time?
Right. When do we all come together to say, wow? Because if one of us is being, if there's a injustice against one of us, if there's inequality against one of us, um, then there's injustice against us all. And so, yeah, it's almost, I've had to have this conversation. So it seems regular in my family, even when my girls were growing up. I've always had to have this conversation. And you never want to have that conversation when they're little because you don't want them to walk out in the world fearful. But at some point, someone's going to do something to them to make them feel a certain way. And as a parent, I have to still keep my kids resilient, and I have to keep them confident. I have to make them feel like, look, you are worthy. God made you the way you are. You go and walk in your purpose and be who you are. And you don't allow anyone to plant seeds of hate in your heart toward other people. So I've always wanted my daughters to have friends that they interact with who are white, Black, Latino, all the different races, Asian. I mean, I don't want my kids to live in a world where we're only going to live amongst these people. I always wanted their schools to be diverse. Even as a librarian, although I didn't see a lot of diversity in the books that we had, I made sure that there was diversity in a lot of the books. I would go out and find certain things because I know that we do not live in a world where books only reflect one story, one particular child. And I might be getting way off. I may be just rambling right now, but just
Let me say one thing. Tina is asking, well, do you guys condone all the looting? What did those small businesses do to any black person? It might have started out about George Floyd, but when you start committing crimes, it's not about George. Well, here's the thing, Tina. You quite obviously we don't
Of
condone the
course, I
looting.
wouldn't. We
Who
don't
who would do
condone that.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Who would condone looting? But here's the thing, Tina. You have to also understand that we have been watching and witnessing these videos, as I would like to believe you have been witnessing them and watching them for a long time. This is not like something that just happened. And once it happened, and it just came just a few days before that, the kid down in Georgia, Ahmaud Arbery, he got killed by the two men who jumped out of the truck and shot him, and then the DA swept it under the rug for 2 months. No one even really knew about it. And finally, they had to charge it. So here's the thing: when the people saw George Floyd murdered right before their eyes, and then the officers not even arrested, I mean, they're not even arrested. The people, we started to say, black people felt in their hearts, wait a minute, here's just another time. Nothing is it's gonna be the same. And I want you to understand, the young people today are not like me. They're not like my parents or my grandparents. The young people today, and it's not just black young people, it's people of all colors.
Yes,
They
it
are
is.
not having it.
Yeah,
They are
it's a different
tired.
generation.
They are not playing around. They do not want to hear you try to tell them, well, what good does it do to loot? Therefore, their answer is, well, what good does it not do to loot? What difference does it make
Yeah,
if we loot or
and
not? Because you ain't changing nothing.
because the kids are watching us.
That's what the young people are saying.
The
I
young
talk to
people
these
are
young
watching
people.
us, and they don't see the change.
Their thing is, look, I'm not dealing with it. I'm telling you, it's going to have to be addressed right now. It's gone as far as it can go. As far as it can go. It's gone as far as it can go.
Yeah.
I don't
And so
see.
we just wanted to come on and just to let y'all know that we're hurting. Uh, we're hurting. We're hurting for just the entire world. We're hurting for just the situation that's going on now, and we're in a pandemic, and the separation. Um, I had to take myself off Facebook for a little bit because I've seen some of my supposed friends posting some hateful stuff, and I just don't like what I see. And so I actually have had to unfriend a bunch of people on Facebook. Y'all stay off of Facebook right now. I mean, unless you're in the group, because boy, that group, our Mindless Crafting group, has been a great space for us. But I couldn't come on here and not say something. I don't know what other crafters are doing on their channel, what other crafty YouTubers are doing. I don't know if they're addressing it, but I cannot be silent, y'all. I just can't. And I know so many of you, like me, are hurting.
You're right, G. Dixon. The protesters and those breaking the law are two different groups.
I would love to walk out in the world and just be a woman. But for some reason, people have to make sure that you know that you're black. I need to make sure you stay in your place. And my place is with God and all the things that he has for me. There's people that are going to remind you when you go in a store and you just want to shop just like anyone else, and they're following you, and this is not some made up story. It's just this is the way it is. And maybe someone has to hear it from someone like me, who you trust. You know where my heart is. Y'all know where my heart is. I just hope that you feel my pain. Someone says, "Oh, stop playing the race card." My thing is, stop dealing the race card. Stop dealing it. No one's, when I go out, I've been in work environments where I know without a shadow of a doubt that it's because of the color of my skin. I've been a librarian for y'all know for 20 something years. I have had people come into story time, and because they see me, they see my face, they walk out with their kids. For the most part, they stay, but I have a high percentage of people who walk out because they don't want their kid to be around someone that looks like me. It's not my imagination. I've worked in different neighborhoods. I've interacted with a whole lot of people. When someone is hate, yeah, I just have to just take a deep breath, y'all.
I tell you what,
I have to take a deep breath. But you know what? I'm not going to allow what one person does to define how I feel about an entire race. It's just not right. We're bigger than that. We're more than that. This is not the way that we're supposed to be. And I'm telling y'all, the kids are watching. I want to know the conversation that you're having, that people are having with their kids right now. My daughters are very resilient because I raised them to be resilient. They know that
you're right.
there's going
So
to be
real.
they know there's going to be unjust things that happen to them. I didn't want them to know that because you want to protect your kids just like any other parent. But as they walk through their life, there's a conversation that has to be had.
But you know what? Sometimes when you're talking to your kids, they're looking at you as if, my God, Dad, you're talking to me as if I should be preparing myself for like some like an animal in the jungle or something coming. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, daughter or son. I mean, you tell them if you stopped. Do you say, well, do you sit or do you stand? Do you talk or do you not talk? Do you smile? Do you not smile? Either way it goes. I mean, it's like a 50-50 chance either one of those actions is right or wrong. You know. But Ariel
Yeah.
left today to go supposedly to go what, jogging or something.
Right. And
Hiking.
I'm afraid for her, like, I mean, I shouldn't be, but I am.
And I'm like, hiking? We tried to talk her out of it actually, but at the same time, she's a grown
I don't
woman.
want her to walk in fear. And,
You don't want to right. You don't want to
that's
walk in
one of the
fear.
hardest things.
But until she walk back in this house,
Yeah.
please. Hold up. I mean, I know I've told y'all before about the time, wasn't that long ago, when I went to pick up Ariel from a football game.
Oh, when she was in high school.
She was in high school. I would go to pick her up. And
from her friend's house.
Yeah, I'm coming from work. Still have on a shirt and tie. And
driving a van.
I'm sitting here reading a book with the light on, and I hear a knock on the window. I turn around, and there's this white man standing outside my window with his hand on his gun.
Yeah.
Okay,
that could have gone terribly. That could have gone terribly wrong,
and I'm now in a position of trying to de-escalate him and his fear of me, for whatever reason he wants to have the fear, and explain my presence, and I'm okay, and I'm unlike whoever the image of that of person that you fear in your mind is. I'm not that guy. I'm
the preconceived image.
Then he backs eventually. Says, okay, if you need anything, let me know. And he backs away from the car with his hand remaining on the gun until he's kind of out of view. Then he turns around and walks off. Now that thing could have went a whole nother way. And I was really highly upset about that.
He really was upset.
I was pissed off. You hear me?
He had to really just
I was so...
How do you get yourself back without allowing someone to take you outside of your element? It's like the healing from it. Every time it happens, it's the healing. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's okay. We're just talking right now
Yeah, we're
because
just talking. We couldn't come on here with everything that's in light of what everything that's going on in the world. We just couldn't stay silent. We
we
have to
just
talk
felt like
about what we're going through with our friends. Y'all are like friends and family, and for us to not say anything, um, for us to not say anything would be acting as if there isn't a problem. I love all of my friends, white,
we have
Hispanic,
friends with every
Asian.
persuasion,
I mean, it's just like, it's absolutely
different
amazing.
countries all over the
And
place.
I'm not going to allow such chaos and violence to make me feel any other way about my friends and family. We're bigger than this. I've been through a lot of stuff that I don't even share, um, just because,
Ooh,
but I don't share it on here. But I think it's reached the boiling point where I have to share it. We try to do right by people. We try to love on people. And I'm hoping that y'all feel the love. Even in my pain, I'm hoping that y'all feel the love.
I have to say that I love this name, Tracy. This kind of sums it up in this name. Smile is the new color. That's the
Yep.
name of this person right here. Hello, how you doing? Smile is the new color, Sharice. That is an incredible name. She says, I understand how hard it is to explain to your kids. My kids are mixed race, and I had to raise them explaining they would be treated differently because of the color of their skin. And I know you know they didn't understand for a long time
Yeah.
until they get out there, but they understand though. But yeah,
Yes, I just want to, because someone may never have even had this type of conversation. And like I said, I don't know what other craft channels are doing. I Okay, y'all, I'm going to see if this will work. It looks like we're back up and running. Um,
yeah, something's happening.
I don't know what happened. I Hopefully we won't get flagged because I know this is supposedly a sensitive topic, but I think we're having a good open discussion basically about something that is sensitive, but at least we can actually have the conversation. Uh-oh. Looks like it wants to log me off again. I hope YouTube is not.
YouTube is
I
doing
think we're
that.
having a great conversation. Hopefully YouTube is not doing that. I think we're having a healing conversation and a coming together, you know.
I'm with you, G Dixon.
Can y'all see? Can they see and hear me?
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know.
y'all. I know it's kind of shaky right now.
G Dixon says, I hope YouTube is not taking us down. I hope so too.
I hope they're
Because it
not
really
doing.
is a good conversation. Because we're not venting or going in a negative direction. We're
Yeah,
speaking of our pain, but at the same time, now
yeah, we're
we're
allowing y'all to kind of,
trying to be solution oriented
yeah.
somewhat. You know,
I think one of the biggest things that we can do
you're
is
right.
to not allow this to divide us.
You're right, Miss French Twist. It's a sensitive subject, but so relevant.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are afraid to talk about it, and
Yeah,
so you may not see other YouTube channels talk about it, crafty channels. I don't know. They may not talk about it, but I can't be silent, and I just have to. It's a conversation that need to be had, and an understanding. It's not a thing of saying, "Oh, I feel sorry for Tracy and Bill." I want you to just have an understanding of why I'm hurting.
because if you understand us, you actually understand everything, really.
And just to listen with an open heart, whether it's us or someone else. You may have
You understand the country.
some friends that you can uh, have a conversation with.
It's something you can't really sweep under the rug because this has to be addressed. And here's the thing: after it's talked about, for things to really change, you're talking about real reform. You're talking about creating an environment where everyone feels equal protection under the law.
Right.
That's what you're
And
talking about.
Kelly Geyer, she said, "Thank you for talking about this. Makes me feel closer to you." I'm glad. I'm glad you feel closer to us. You should, and it should be a conversation that we could have without judgment, without anyone saying, "Oh, why are they talking about this?" And I know there's some people may say, "I don't like the fact that you talked about this on your craft channel,"
Well,
and that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to listen.
right.
You
Well,
know, you could
that's
just.
it. I mean, on another note, I mean, I don't know how many of you had a chance to see Trevor Noah talk about it, but it was very peaceful the way he talked about it. But one thing that really stood out for me was when he talked about society being a collection of people who all agreed to operate under a contract that we would all coexist together with a common set of laws and rules and regulations, et cetera, et cetera. For me as a black man, me personally, compare as distinguishable for any other black man or any other man, period. For me, that means that under that contract that I have the right to pursue life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness without fear. And if something happens or someone steps on my toes, then there's going to be some kind of justice meted out to me. That's going to be the equivalent of each and every other American out here. But when that doesn't happen, and it happens to the point where it's systematic, as if it's baked in, as if it's baked in institutionally. And then you see the video, which is the combination of many, maybe hundreds of videos.
And video, actually, there's some things that haven't been caught on video, so
Right. And then
we'll never know.
you say the contract that we have is not being honored. So I don't condone looting. I do not. But a lot of the young people that are out there, and it's not just black people now. You have to understand it's people of every color. They're saying that there is no contract. So we all watch the murders take place before us and nothing is done. But then if we watch the looting, we want something done. Now I don't condone looting, but just like we don't condone looting, we shouldn't condone the state sanctioned violence. We shouldn't condone that. All of it is wrong.
Someone said something that was really hit the nail on the head. LCB said something. Where is it? She said, we're in. She said, "I'm glad we are in the Mindless Crafting family and are able to make you feel comfortable enough to have conversation about very uncomfortable topics." You know what? I'm comfortable with all of you because I know so many of you who've been following us for years. And so this is why I knew that I could sit down right now and talk to y'all and y'all will actually listen and feel my pain. I was going to do some coloring and stuff, and I just, I couldn't even do it, y'all. I was going to do some, coloring while we conversate, but um, I just didn't even feel like it. It was tough even for me to release the last video that I released because I just wasn't feeling it. Yeah.
But we're going to move on now for the solution part of it. We're going to move forward.
Right, and it starts with a conversation. It starts with people, and
it
starts with someone listening and feeling your pain and knowing that a problem does exist,
and knowing that you're seen,
and not knowing that you're seen. Saying, "Tracey, I see you.
I hear you.
I hear you." You know. And not ignoring it, and y'all feeling comfortable enough to say to me and Bill, "Hey, Tracey and Bill," because it is a sensitive conversation, but I don't want you to feel that you cannot talk to us about what you're feeling. I think conversation starts in a loving way. I don't know if you hear the love in my voice. I have love for all of you.
Then don't.
I don't want any of you to ever feel that something like this that's going on in the world could ever make me feel any or ever make me have less love for you or not still have a closeness to you. Don't ever feel that way. Ever. Matter of fact, this makes me even more motivated to keep going. But I know there's people that are hurting right now. I just know that. If you notice, I hadn't been doing a lot of tutorials over the last couple of months, and I know many of you have asked about doing the tutorials. I just hadn't been feeling like it. If you look at the channel, you've been noticing we've been doing a lot of lives. I've been going through a lot of stuff. We've been going through a lot of stuff as family. But we still are resilient. Bill and I are fighters. My daughters, they're fighters. They will push through and they'll come out better on the other side. But for a moment, right now in this moment, I had to just come on and tell you, regardless. Many are going to probably, some are going to probably come on and say certain things, but that's okay. That's okay. But I choose love. I choose love. I'm always going to choose love.
And one thing I always say is that we have far more in common. Far more in common than we do in difference. I mean, I look at myself, well, I am, in fact, a man. My wife is a woman, and we happen to be black. But you know what? I'm happy. I wear that. We were talking this morning. We were like, well, I hope you don't hold it against me. Yeah, please. Here's my thing. In all honesty, what I feel more than anything is that I will be. You might as well not hold it against me because I definitely wear it as a badge of pride and honor. That's just how it is. You know, and if a person holds my color against me, it's not my problem. It's theirs. Because I'm not going to operate any differently. I can promise you this.
I wish I could give you all a hug right now. I really do.
You're right, too, sweet. Love is more powerful than hate.
Yeah.
When we let it be. Now, I haven't been ignoring your comments. It's just that You're
just really emotional right now.
You know, exactly.
Look, Kelly, you giving us too much credit. She said, Bill, there needs to be more men like you. I agree too. You guys could teach marriage and family classes. Look, we've made a lot of mistakes over the years.
You keep showing up.
We just keep showing up, y'all.
Actually, everything I learned about it.
We keep showing up.
I learned about it from Tracey when we first met. I think I told y'all this story when we met online, and after months of interacting, chatting back and forth, texting. When we first went out, at the end of the date, Tracey said, have you increased my happiness today? And from that moment on, the whole thing pretty much becomes, what can I do for you today? How can I increase your happiness today?
Yeah.
Just that one sentence alone, that alone.
Exactly.
It's changed everything for me about how I even view relationships. You're right, Safari. This is heavy, but it is so real.
It's heavy, but it's real, and people shy away from it. But I tell you, I have had some sleepless nights where I said, what am I going to say to my crafty friends and family the next time we go live? What am I going to say? And so the only thing I could say, really start the conversation and say that I'm hurting. That's all.
Sometimes it's hard to be honest, though, because we're so used to pretending.
Yeah. And for me to get on here and try to pretend, I don't mind crying in front of y'all. I just can't help it.
Oh, thank you.
I just can't help it. I know that y'all will feel my heart and feel what's in my heart because we built a relationship. We've seen each other's pain. We've shared with each other. We laughed with each other. We've cried with each other. Yeah, we have. So my thing is, if you're trying to get back into crafting and you're just not feeling it like right now, craft what you feel. You know.
Thank you, Robin McKenzie. She says, I'm so disheartened by the state of the world today for many
Yeah,
reasons, but I am so thrilled to be here with each of you. I love
I
y'all.
am really thrilled to be with so many of you right now. Phoebe said, Phoebe, could you read Phoebe's comment, Bill? I can't see it on my thing.
Okay.
I can't see the screen right now because of my eyes are filled with tears. So I can't see the screen. My voice is cracking, you know.
Okay.
I need some tissue.
Phoebe. Okay, she says, you shouldn't bear this pain alone. The burden is not yours alone. It's not just the Black communities. We're all hurting for you. We want to help. How can we help?
What you just said, we're hurting for you. That's where it starts. I don't have a solution. Um, I just don't. But I love the fact that y'all are saying I see you and I hear you.
Like Marie
That
Martel.
starts it all. Is starting off with that conversation
But,
and listening without judgment.
but you're right, Phoebe. When we watch TV, and I know all of us are watching TV, unless we're living under a
Look.
rock.
I had to pull my husband away from that
I hadn't even been
TV.
sleeping. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, one thing I will say, when you watch TV, it's not
So
just Black
much.
people now. It's every
It's
race,
people
every race,
coming together
all over the place.
from all walks of life, all races.
In fact, in all honesty,
It's a beautiful thing to see that.
I have to say this. This will be the first time in history on TV, because there are so many different races. This will be the first time that you can't call quote unquote looters one group of, oh, the looters are Black, or the so and so are all. It's not that. It's people of all colors that are in pain. And if you want to focus on just that, the media, then go ahead and do that. But there are a lot of things you can focus on, but there's pain.
Yeah, and
I can
people.
promise you
I
this.
don't condone people looting
I
and
don't
rioting
condone
the
it.
way
It's
it
not
is.
right. We
Yeah,
know it's not right.
this has just reached a boiling point, and
We know it's not right.
um,
Everyone
I
knows it's
just
not right.
and we're in the middle of a pandemic. But I have to leave. I'm gonna have to gonna pray about it. Man, y'all, I just don't even know.
Let me read it.
I'm gonna pray about it. I don't have the words for y'all to like um I just don't have the words to like
You,
give y'all the
you know
encouragement
what?
that you might need. I'm just hoping that
I
us
just,
coming on will give you some sense of encouragement and to let you know that um we feel the love and we're going to continue to love on all of you.
hold up. Gina Poss just pretty much summarized what I've seen. When I've looked into the craft room and I've seen Tracey, she's a prolific crafter. So you'll see a smidgen of what she does, but I see her doing it all the time. And Gina Poss says, I've just been staring at my craft table.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it right now. When I look in here and I see Tracey's table empty, believe me, that says it all.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
a exactly. Hold on, wait.
yeah, I'm just I can't even read your comments because my I'm just
I
filled with
understand,
so many
Margie.
tears, okay?
Margie says I'm old. You're not old, Margie.
No, you're not.
But our Margie says I'm old, but I worry about my kids, grandkids, and great
Mhm.
grandkids, and what they're going to have to face.
Yeah.
Well, we're hoping that a lot of a lot of positivity can come out of this. As they say, a phoenix will rise out of the ashes of this pain, this great pain.
Yeah, I just wanted to come and conversate with y'all because I know you're hurting. And I know we're hurting too, and we got to just uplift each other and continue to not let this overshadow the good people in the world too. There's some really amazing people. We've seen it during the pandemic. We're still in a pandemic, okay? But when you see people out there protesting in the midst of a pandemic, you just know you have to be passionate about this thing and that you are not going to stand for this type of injustice anymore. You're tired of it. I'm so tired right now. Bill even sees me at night trying to go up the stairs just to get up the stairs. I'm so exhausted, okay? I'm so exhausted. Yeah, like now my daughter's out of the house. Um, I've been calling Chelsea because um, she lives in Maryland, and so I'm just trying to keep them uplifted, check on them. Not having her close by uh, kind of worries me. I've been checking on my sister and my brother-in-law. Uh,
Yeah, this is real powerful right here. I have to read two comments. Too Sweet for BS is saying, what makes me the most angry about the looting and rioting is that it isn't mostly black people that are doing it. It's mostly other nationalities that are doing it. And unfortunately, black people are being blamed yet again. It is something that we have observed, you know, and that's why we say that this is a different generation of people out here. The young people, when I say the young people, I'm talking about people of all colors. They are not buying into the playbook, the general playbook that we usually put out there. They are not playing around out here.
yeah. Margie says, "Is she? Oh, is Ariel in danger? Where she's at? Oh, when she's out?
We don't know. We
We
hope and
don't
pray
we
she's
we
not.
don't want her to be in danger, but unfortunately,
Every
I
time she
don't think.
goes out the door,
Yeah, it
it,
just there's always that thing where your child, you hope that they're not pulled over. Just doing the thing she wants. She does everything that. Oh, Chelsea. They were asking about Chelsea.
no, Chelsea
Oh,
stays in her home and her
Chelsea stays.
computer
She's working from home right now, so
and playing from home. She's
she
on the
goes
computer.
out every couple of weeks, to get groceries and stuff. She's right now. She's okay. She's okay where she is. There are a lot of there are a lot of businesses in her area. Like you can walk downstairs and there's like these beautiful restaurants and local businesses right downstairs. Like her building literally um, is right downstairs, right, Bill? They have all
Yes,
these restaurants and stuff. So
nice restaurants.
we hope that she stays safe. She tries to support a lot of the local businesses, especially in the pandemic. She's very, very aware of the world and how the world works.
And she tries to make sure that she's is the best version of herself
that she can be.
and tries her best to not
Yeah.
have the world influence who she is.
Yeah.
But she's always
That's
been
a
like
powerful.
that, though.
That's very powerful what you just said, Bill.
Yeah, Chelsea and we've talked about this before. I mean, Chelsea, she speaks, reads, and writes Korean fluently. She speaks some Japanese. She speaks quite fluently Spanish. Chelsea has never allowed anyone or anything to define who she is. If she has 1,000 songs on her phone right now, I can guarantee you only 5 of them are in English. That's Chelsea though. That's Chelsea.
Oh, I love your channel name, Believe in Love. She said we have to stand united because there is another agenda here.
Exactly.
We definitely have to stand united. Definitely.
Angie Prude is saying, and some of the people here in Alabama have been videotaped breaking windows. Some of the police here have been videotaped breaking windows of businesses. And Tina is saying, why are they doing it? None of it makes sense. Exactly, Tina. But what's happening, Tina, that's coming out of the 1968 playbook from the FBI. because you want to color the perception of people about events that are taking place. But this group of people, they don't care. You can't. They're going to be out there. They don't care how you try to how to steer this. They just don't care. You know.
Jessica said that one of her friends' business was broken into, was looted, damaged. I think.
And that's
It was
terrible.
scrolling. I couldn't read the whole
Yeah. Be
thing.
safe, everybody.
Y'all stay safe though. I just thought we'd come on and just talk, just start the conversation, and not. I don't want y'all to feel like you have to tiptoe around us, and I think a lot of people are feeling that. Um, and I just want you to know that I'm coming to y'all with from a place of love. Um, and I just want you to know that I just have to take a deep breath sometimes, y'all. I'm just like,
But this is really interesting. Teresa Church just made a very powerful comment. She says, now see, if everyone were crafters, they would not have time to write
there you go.
it."
Look, with all that said, right?
The one thing I always characterize myself, as you know, as a non-crafter. You always hear me say, I'm not a crafter. But I have to tell you, the one thing I have observed is that when I see your creations, I see your creations.
Right,
Does that make sense to you? What I
I
just
see
said?
you, and I see your
I see you when
right.
I
I
see
see
them.
you, and I see your style of crafting.
Right.
Maybe we were brought together through
It's
crafting
like I see you.
just to get to this place because we knew that we would need to lean on each other. Did you hear me? Maybe we all were brought. We think that Mindless Crafting brought us together, Tracey and Bill brought us together, but maybe we were all brought together to get to this place right now where we are at this moment in time.
Exactly.
Because we would need to lean on each other and start a conversation.
And our prayers do go out to everyone out there that's affected
everyone
by
out.
this negatively.
And when I say my heart goes out to everybody, even the people who are still the doctors and nurses and all the people in the healthcare system are still working because COVID is still out there. People are still dying. People are still getting sick. My prayer goes out to all of the good police officers that are out there protecting and serving. My heart goes out to all people of all nationalities, people of color.
When you say people of color, white is a color too. So when you say people of color, you're in that spectrum, trust me.
All of my friends and family who follow us, you know my heart. You know Bill's heart. You know how we are. You know. And I knew that if I got on here and I started talking, didn't know really what I was going to say, that y'all would hear me.
Thank you, Tina.
And then the same thing, Tina, I believe that God led us to you all. But we're gonna continue to support and uplift each other, and we're gonna get through this thing.
Because let me say this too: we don't expect everyone to have our views.
Right.
We're all individuals. We all had our individual experiences, and our perceptions are colored by that, colored by the environments from which we were raised, et cetera, et cetera. What we're saying right now is that for everyone needs to have an open mind and just trust what they see for the first time, and let's all demand that we create a society that's responsive to all people and that's equal to all people.
Right.
That's all we're saying.
And we'll listen to all people.
Right. That makes our equal justice to all people.
Yeah.
Because right now that's what's needed, because these people are in the streets.
Claire said, thank you. I needed this today. God help us all.
You're right, Taz Holden. We're not born bad or good. It's our actions that make us look good or bad. You're right. I understand, Barbara. You know what? Barbara says it's so depressing. I have a constant headache.
You know what? Yeah. We've been walking like every day just to kind of help relieve some of the stress.
I understand, Margie. Margie says, when I saw that black man in the street begging people to stop tearing up his business and was pleading with them and asking why, I started crying. Yeah. I cried for that too. I cried for him. I really did. I cried. I cry for him the same way I cried for George Floyd when he was lying on the street with the police with a knee on his neck, begging for his deceased mother. Okay, and no help was offered while other officers stood around and didn't say a word.
Yeah.
I cry for that too. You know, so everything is a constant stream of tears, but
Yeah.
somewhere we have to stop crying and start saying, you know what, we need to demand some kind of change. We need to vote on the right people to get into. I just don't let me not even say that. But let's try this. When I talk about this, I talk about definitely community levels. Right now, the only thing I can really affect is the things that happen at the local level, local judges, local DAs, the mayors. Uh, that's the only real change. That's the only thing that we can really affect. That's the only thing.
And just get a better understanding of people, the people that are around you, but also the people that are maybe outside of your community. Start to, well, when we're at the end of this pandemic, I mean, there's, I think that makes you feel even more helpless is that we're in a pandemic and we're kind of locked in right now. Um, oh, I have cried so many times. I couldn't even, like last night, I was just so restless. And I had to pray to God to give me some peace
I
and,
understand.
and give me the words. God, please give me the words to say because I have I have friends and family of all
Oh my
races.
goodness. Here goes two comments. Malaya, first I have to read Malaya. She says, I wish we could be like children. They never see the differences and get along fine until they are taught differently.
Yeah.
And Ann J says, mindless crafting isn't about color. People everywhere join in because, yeah, it's about crafting, but more than that, it's about love and laughter. So even if one person is sad, everyone is sad.
Yeah.
Jessica, that's it. It starts locally. It has to start. One thing you all have heard me say before, I've said this so many times, and I mean this. I always say, I may not be able to carpet the entire world, but I can put slippers on my own feet. And my
Yeah.
own feet, that means as close to me and my family as I can possibly influence. I can influence the neighborhoods, what happens inside the neighborhood, what happens inside my community, what
Yeah.
happens inside the city.
Yeah.
And the further out I go, the less influence I have. I can try to, then I can only vote and hope that the right person does the right thing. But I
Yeah.
can definitely affect what happens locally. I promise you this.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hey,
Oh,
Margie said people were just blind and couldn't see the difference. Hey, that's so funny.
I know. Teresa Church says in the middle of this pandemic, we can't even be with each other. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. And I don't know if other crafters are going to speak on this issue. I can only speak from the heart and speak about what I'm feeling. Um, yeah, I just can only go with what, I can only just share with you what I'm feeling. And it just didn't seem right for me to come on and not talk about it. And because I consider y'all to be family. And I'm blessed to have so many of you um, on this journey with us. This right here. This is just never in my lifetime did I think that I was going to see something like this. Just everything that's going on. Cheryl, you're welcome. She said, "Thank you for having this conversation. I am humbled." You are so welcome, Susan. Yes, Malaya. I worry about that too. She said it's bad timing and also poses a great health risk with the crowds and the pandemic. I'm thinking the numbers are probably going to go up. You know, I'm just reading y'all comments. Trying to let y'all just get it out, share the love, y'all. Get it out. Thank you, Kim. She said, we are blessed ones to have you and Bill. And, Bill left the room for a minute, but he said, what are you going to speak about? I said, Bill, I'm just going to start the conversation. Libby, Libby, you're too funny. Libby's like, I'm sorry to be a distraction. Where can I get that great stamp? This stamp actually comes from the safe travels, because I was gonna make something. I was gonna craft what I was feeling, and so this is one of our photopolymer. It's called Safe Travels, and it's in our Mindless Crafting. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so choked up right now. This is in our Mindless Crafting store, mindlesscrafting.com. So I was just gonna craft how I felt. Oh. We're Margie, we're so blessed to have a group of wonderful people. If so many people can actually look at the group that we have on Facebook, um, if people could look at that group that we have on Facebook, that Mindless Crafting group, and see all the wonderful things, people coming together from different walks of life, um, it's just a testament, just sharing and caring. And I feel like it's like having a family of about 5,000. I think the group is about 5,000 people. Not everyone participates, but for the most part, just seeing all the creativity that's still going on in there. A lot of y'all are crafting the way you feel right now. Yeah. Y'all are willing to have the conversation, and just goes to talk. It just shows the true testimony. Yeah, I think we have a troll on here just trying to invoke hate and try to separate us, but that's not gonna happen. We're stuck together like this. Okay? We're like this, okay? I saw the troll come through. Yeah. Love wins, and love is gonna win this time. That's what I can do. What I can do right now, no one's gonna tell me. No one's gonna be able to plant a seed in my heart other than love. And you can love and feel pain at the same time. Because I'm telling you right now, I feel I'm hurting right now. Teresa Church says, I have not been crafting much. I have been sending out cards. Yeah, I sent out a bunch of cards too, y'all. Um, um, I know there were several people in the group that had birthdays coming up, and I wanted to send them stuff. So Bill, I was just reading the comments. Everybody's just talking about what they're going through. I'm so glad that we got to have the conversation, because it starts here. Um, I don't want you to think that you have to tiptoe around us. We're family. We're family. Period. Period.
Here we are.
Oh,
But
my
anyway, I
goodness.
guess you have to come out in some kind of positive. I tell you what, everyone. it comes back to just being, you just have to trust. You have to trust in the Lord. I mean, this is a time that only God can solve this problem. We
Yep.
could talk about this till we're blue in the face, but only the man upstairs can take care of this.
Yeah. Robin McKenzie says, I just want to hug you and Bill. We want to hug y'all too. Okay. Group hug. A group hug right now would be great. I do feel better though. I do. Um, we may actually come on and maybe do some crafting a little bit later. Tomorrow, actually tomorrow. Yeah, we're still working, you know, but Bill, what are you doing? Oh, you get ready. Yeah. Joanne Gilbertson said, I'm sending everyone a hug. Joanne, we're sending a hug back to you and everyone as well. Carmina says, believe in love. Susan, me too. She said, I will take all the hugs I can get. I just don't want y'all to feel that y'all are alone or you feel isolated. I don't want y'all to feel that way.
Because the Lord, He is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass. He leads me beside the quiet streams. He restores my failing health. And He helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. I'm saved in His arms. Oh, because the Lord is my shepherd. I have everything that I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass. He leads me beside the quiet streams. He restores my failing health. And He helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm safe. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm safe in his arms.
Hmm.
That's why I'm safe.
Yep.
That's why all of us are safe.
Y'all continue to be safe.
I just had to do that, y'all. I just
That
normally
was
don't like to
we
sing like
needed
that,
that.
but
We needed that. We felt that, babe. Oh, Emily, thank you so
thank
much.
you, Emily.
We appreciate y'all. Hopefully, this will give you a little bit of something to hold on to. I'm glad we were able to come on here
That's why
and just share with you some of our thoughts and coming from a place of love, because love wins every time. So I'm going to pray for y'all. I'm going to continue to pray for y'all.
That's why I say.
Y'all take care now, and we'll see you soon.
Well, I'm safe. That's